Thanks, Goose. We looked at Halo 5's campaign last week, but now it is time to dive into some multiplayer mayhem.
Okay.
We look pretty awesome. Just so you know, I'm not going to hold back with the teabagging.
Oh, now that's not nice. I'm a lady. Yeah!
Don't you teabag me.
No, I'm just taking your railgun.
Yeah, we're doing this. We're doing this. Let's push forward. There's nowhere to run.
There's no way I'm surviving this. That was a dance with death. I could not win. This time out, the multiplayer is actually split into two halves. On one side, you have the more traditional arena, which is full of your competitive 4v4 modes like Team Deathmatch and Capture the Flag.
You have the flag.
And on the other side, you have the brand new Warzone, which takes 24 players and mixes in a whole bunch of AI grunts and bosses to create a sort of FPS MOBA experience.
Teammates eliminated Baron Sarone.
But let's start with the arena, and in terms of new modes, there's the pretty standard Capture the Point mode Strongholds and Breakout, where everyone has 1 life per round, and the first team to win 5 rounds wins the game.
Enemy team facing elimination.
It definitely makes good teamwork and cautious play essential. I didn't like the look of the maps though. That whole futuristic paintball course style doesn't have much personality. But I did love how everyone man cannons into the arena at the start of the round.
Time to send them back to basic training.
Yeah, that was a nice touch, but I thought the arena maps were a tad forgettable. They're functionally fine and designed well, but they just needed a little bit more pizzazz.
Yeah, there's the Chinatown one and that one with a whale, but there's certainly nothing here that's going to rank in the greatest Halo maps of all time, which is a shame.
I see the whale! Oh, okay, don't look at the whale. Focus on... Okay. The whale's very distracting.
The closest we get to classic Halo quality design is probably the Midship remake. Maybe a few other remakes wouldn't have hurt.
Didn't seem like there are as many classic modes as I was expecting, with only Capture the Flag, SWAT, and Slayer available. So hopefully they'll add in things like Oddball and King of the Hill soon.
I didn't like how none of the arena maps were made for vehicles. They've completely removed those mid-sized 4 versus 4 maps with vehicles, like Zanzibar and Blood Gulch. Those maps were my favorites. I don't like change hex.
Well, I guess they wanted to keep the vehicles in Warzone and then make the arena a more pure competitive space. But it is a shame, isn't it? There's just no middle ground between the epic Warzone and small arena. But again, you know, maybe we'll see more of those modes drop in the future.
Yes, hopefully. But I will say they have done a great job of making the moment-to-moment action better than ever. Everything is so balanced now that they've removed armor abilities and loadouts, so everyone spawns with the exact same gear. Also, power weapons and abilities now have big countdown timers and markers for when and where they'll spawn in. So it's all about who plays better and who controls the map, and that's what Halo multiplayer should be.
And all the extra mobility options like mantling and thruster pack maneuvers add in more tactical options than ever and fit really well into the sandbox.
Yeah, such a speedier game now with all that stuff. And can I just mention again how great it is that this is running at 60 frames per second?
It's pretty good.
Oh, it's so good, Hex. It's silky smooth. Look, it's like butter in my eyes. Also, now there are multiplayer dedicated servers, and that's great to see. Let's talk about Warzone. Each match is basically a race to 1,000 points, which are earned through kills and controlling points. But throughout a match, AI bosses spawn, and they're worth loads of points and can completely turn the tide of battle. And if you can get your hands on all 3 control points, then you'll expose the enemy's core, which nets you an instant win if you can destroy it.
It's a great mode though, isn't it? The maps are big and exciting, and I love how everyone flies in on pelicans and pours out into their bases to clear them out at the start of the match.
Having that many Spartans running around with AI units feels really new and special, doesn't it? I love change.
As matches go on, you'll earn rec points, which lets you call in more powerful weapons and vehicles. So towards the end of a match, you often end up with a crazy amount of tanks and banshees all just battling it out.
It's definitely the most epic Halo multiplayer mode yet, but it does lead us to the big elephant in the room, or the micro elephant in the room. Halo 5 has microtransactions. Boo!
Boo! Actually, they're not that bad.
Boo! Boo! No, you're right. They're pretty inoffensive. Basically, you can cough up a few real-life dollars to buy requisition packs. These unlock stuff like cosmetic gear, as well as the weapons and vehicles you call in during Warzone matches. But you'll earn plenty of them for free, and you get a decent supply of in-game points to buy them with, so they're easier to get your hands on.
Yeah, but most importantly, they don't unbalance the game at all. Even if someone has spent heaps of money and has a stack of tanks, they still need to play well to earn enough points to deploy them.
And a portion of the money made from them goes into a new prize pool. And it's great when games have a way to feed into their esports community like that. Also, the developers have said that now that they have microtransactions, it's freed them up to give away maps for free in the future. So if that's the price we have to pay, then I guess I can live with that, and let's hope that those maps are good. But Hex, now that you've played Halo multiplayer, has it changed your score from last week?
Not really. It plays great, Arena is well balanced, and Warzone is a lot of chaotic fun. My fallen comrades. I just hope we see some medium-sized vehicle maps and modes make a return in the future. But as it is, it stays at 4 from me.
It's a bit of a shame there's no Firefight or Spartan Ops or any other co-op modes outside of the campaign, but you know, this plays great and it all works, which gets a big tick, so I'm gonna stick with 4 out of 5 as well.
Oh, that hurts. Oh, what are you doing there? Oh,
My parting gift worked at last.